And with that in mind, you guys have decided to go there with a slight detour to Neverwinter. The reason being that the portal to Neverwinter is already established, and Hunter believes he can regain control of his flying ship from Neverwinter. So the plan you came up with was travel there, get the ship, fly to Silverymoon. That's where we left off. I will say you'll know that the other party has decided to spend a 8-hour stint long resting down here before they went to Barovia. But other than that, it is completely up to you guys. What would you like to do?
Well,
I guess a long rest is probably a good idea to start, right?
Yeah, obviously.
We just do a quick walk through all knackered.
Yeah, but just before then, because it's gonna bug me if I don't ask. Is one of the researchers still here?
Yep, Vigil's still here. Malcor's still here, but Malcor is still quite under the weather, and he's not being the most helpful. He didn't contribute much to the other conversations that the other group were having about Barovia and about Mordenkainen stuff.
Vigil seemed a lot more
Vigil's trying his
competent.
best to help.
Awesome. So, Vigil, would you be able to identify one of these pieces of the dagger just by examining it, or would you know it's from that dagger given time?
I probably wouldn't know it off the top of my head seeing it, but given a decent examination of it, probably yes. I've told they have a very distinct and powerful magical signature, so that would give it away.
Okay, I just want to get out that shard that I found outside the tomb when we, as we were entering it, and just throw a quick detect magic up and see what comes off this small shard of metal.
Okay. Yes, you could, Thomas. That's awesome. So throwing up detect magic, he will do the same. And just are you handing it to him just so he can have a look over it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Cool. Looking it over, he looks perplexed. It's definitely magical, but the actual type of magic flowing through it, the type of magic aura it gives off, is very undefined. Let me just make a roll on his behalf. Yeah, he doesn't know. Yeah, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. If you like, you can leave with me, and I can go through the rest of this study and see if I can dig up anything on it. But off the top of my head, I can't help. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you've got the time, I'd appreciate it. And I'll let him know where I found it, under what conditions, the obelisk, etc., just to give him some help and some background. But yeah, if you've got the time, that would be perfect. I really don't know what it is.
Okay, he'll write all of that down and say, "Yeah, I will. If I have time, I'll try and send a message to a few of the Arcanists and see if they can match the description. I'll do my best."
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, I'd have absolutely killed myself if, like, halfway through this campaign, I was like, "Oh, I've had a shard on me the whole time." So yeah, just thought to avoid that would be good. So okay, yeah, I'm good. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay, cool. Thomas is saying he can cast Identify on it if that would help. You're probably best off putting these messages in Discord, by the way, just because it pops up more, like, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't realise you put them on Roll20, sorry.
I'm good with either. I can see both. It's completely up to you. If you were taking a long rest anyway, so sure, yeah, that would be.
Do you have a pearl, Thomas, to use it? Do you have a pearl to use it? Okay. Sorry, Jack.
No, you're good. See if this yields any fruit, shall we?
Give me 1 sec. I'm just switching to
It's like, ooh, that looks really cool. That I'll try and be enthusiastic because Thomas can't talk. And just play up how cool the identify looks while he's doing it.
Cool. Do you want to, if you want, Jack, if you have it on you, you can take a picture and actually post it in the chat so they can see what he's talking about. Because I don't actually have a picture of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Let me just read identify.
Thomas, have you got your homunculus out? Excuse. Okay.
Excuse me.
Sorry. I realized as soon as I said it, I was like, oh god.
Dude, your homunculus is hanging out.
You haven't tuck it back in.
Put it away.
He's got it. Yeah, he said yeah.
Okay. Right. I nearly put that in the Star Trek chat. That would not be good.
You got a Star Trek one as well.
Yeah. I mean, what? No.
Nothing wrong with that. I didn't know they had an RP.
Ooh, its properties and how to use them. Where it requires tuning to use. How many charges it has, if any. Okay. Yeah, spells affecting that and what they are. I need to create a spell. Spell created it. And you can touch the object to cast it. Spell. Okay. Right.
Hey, ain't no nerds here, mate. We're just, like bloody top level individuals right now. That's what we are. Yeah, it's in Discord now.
This
yeah.
is the shard that Jack is referring to.
Oh, and I'll also give him idiot. I'll also give him the pieces of paper that also piss out magical auras as well. See if that helps with his findings as well. Yeah.
And then I've got to act. There's 2 different pieces of paper, right?
There's 3. There's
3 pieces.
So
yeah,
each one's individual identify, is it?
Well, I don't know. One, so just briefly, one is completely blank, but I think this one had magical aura on it. I'd be able to tell you because I've still got my tech magic up. The second one is a smaller piece that says Carnor's eyes only, and the third piece is a similar size to the second one and says followers' eyes only. Hail Carnor or Carnan. I think it's Carnor though. Yeah.
Your detect magic would still be up. So would Vigil's. There is a magical aura from the I can't remember exactly. I think it's Carnal's eyes only. I don't think has any magical aura around it.
No, it was the
other
blank
2.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, the other 2 I think do. So if you want to cast Identify on those 2 as well, you can, but let me know.
It's up to you. Do what you want.
The magical auras around those other 2 pieces of paper. Give me 1 second. I did not know you were pulling this out. So
already.
Another homunculus.
The 2 pieces of paper have illusion magic surrounding them.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I probably said that the first time I found that out and just didn't pay attention.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. I've posted them in the chat as well, just in case you were all interested.
So,
when it eventually says.
Dayak, it's up to you. Are you just identifying this shard, or do you want to do the other things too before your long rest?
Okay, how many oysters have you pillaged lately?
You want to don't get used up. Cool.
It's great having someone who can cast Identify, because I refuse to take it.
It's such a good spell. Such a good spell.
Yeah, but other people can do it now, so.
Anything else to do for several hours, I suppose, have we?
Yeah. That is completely fine. You want to ritual cast it? What's the ritual casting time on it? 10 minutes.
Oh, that's nothing.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, you can ritual cast it if you want. So starting with the shard. You learn its properties and how to use them. Okay. You have never identified anything like this before. You have never heard of someone identifying something like this before. As you pour your knowledge, your arcane focuses through it, you get a very strong magical signature back from it. You can tell it doesn't have any assigned name, and it doesn't have any of the assigned magical signatures that would tell you it is a magic item that's been made, such as like a magic sword or a magic piece of armor, anything that you're familiar with in that sense. So you learn that it is some kind of magical storage thing. I could say device, but that wouldn't be entirely accurate because it seems to be natural. But you can tell that it's for storing magic of some kind. How to use it, you can attune to it. However, how to attune to it is not entirely clear, and what becomes of like what you would gain from attuning to it is also not entirely clear. And I'm sorry I can't be more precise, but this is something that is magical, but that Identify, the way it's worded and for the things it normally is trying to identify, doesn't quite mesh.
Useless spell.
Maybe there may be something in that and of itself that may hint to more things about this, but that's for you to think about. The two pieces of paper, you can tell have had oh, there we go. I've never seen anything like this before. It seems to be lacking a lot of details, but my best guess, it seems to be some natural magical storage device. You'd have to attune to it, but I can't seem to figure out how or what it'd get you. These pieces of paper, because Identify tells you the spells, if any, are currently affecting it. As you touch it, you can tell both pieces of paper have had some sort of invisibility spell cast on them. Your guess is that there is something on the pieces of paper or in the pieces of paper or something that is currently not visible to you.
Ooh, interesting.
Maybe it's worth keeping it until the other team are going to see Morden Kane in, right? Because they're going to Barovia. He's quite a powerful wizard.
True. Factual.
So maybe he'd know more about like what kind of thing this is, and he's heard about magical storage.
I will keep that in mind.
I wasn't thinking you'd just throw it over your shoulder, obviously, but you know,
fuck this.
Maybe it's worth asking him when we see him.
Yeah, I mean, while you take your long rest, I've not used any spells or anything, so I will do my best to attempt to attuned to this. Like I have everything else in the past to see if it would do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're just doing that in the first hour of your long rest, yeah?
Yeah, I'll have that and then a short
Cool.
rest or whatever. I don't need one, but it's fine.
Okay. Because it's not a strenuous activity, you can spend an hour to attune in a long rest,
Oh, fab.
so long as the majority of the rest of it is spent asleep.
I
So,
will do that.
during this long rest, as you all start settling down, doing your own thing, recuperating from your trip through hell, you sit down, Hunter, and you try your best to get in touch with the magical nature of this item, the same way you have for many others in your time. Concentrating on it, studying on it, meditating on it, trying to learn its inner workings and connect with it. However, the hour passes, and while you can feel like the magical energy you know now to be within this item, it's just at the tip of your fingers, but it goes no further. Something about the attunement process has caused it to fail.
Interesting. Well, I'm not going to spend any more time figuring this out yet, so I'll put that on the back burner and I will have a nap.
Okay. Does anyone else
Well,
want to do it? Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, did you find anything out for those pieces of paper, Dick? I assume he just explains, like, yeah, they've got something invisible on them, and lets me know that.
Well, he is an artificer. He does have more insight than most. May be able to add to it. While Dick... Oh, there we go.
I'm just wondering, maybe if it's invisible ink. What if there's instructions on it that were meant for someone magical, someone powerful, to be able to use this item? There's more information on those pages.
Oh, facts.
It could be worth seeing if Vigil knows. They revealed, I don't know, like to reveal text or something. I mean, the wizards, right? They must have something like that.
Yeah, or something that just cancels out a spell.
Malcor just shrugs. Vigil says, unfortunately, I do not have that kind of magic. Though I'm sure somebody in your party might. However, they are in Barovia. So
I guess we sit tight till we see them again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I was just more curiosity than anything, so.
how long have you had those pieces of paper, Jack? And only now are realizing there's something invisible on them.
However many sessions we were in the dungeon for, because I found it going in. So I don't know, about 8 sessions, probably over a year, I guess.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, my guy. My man! It's up to you. I'm not sure it's worth doing just yet, but...
Apologies, I need to rectify something.
Oh.
One of the pieces of paper has illusion magic on it. The other one has illusion and conjuration magic on it.
Oh, that's not good.
My bad.
I vote we leave them alone for now then, until we're, maybe with a few more people, just in case shit goes down. I don't know, if conjuration's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
In case you summon a devil from hell, where we just come from.
See, this is what you got to think of.
Yeah, it's important to have contingency plans in place. It's why I have a raptor to run away.
Ah, there's. I have Chewy, so you think I like? Was that Chewy?
It was a terrible impression of Chewie.
Rawr. Rawr. Yeah, I'm good then to just nap and go.
Okay, Thomas.
It says I have legs. Okay. Cool. Does anyone want to do anything in the long rest other than what has already been done?
I get Ribby's barrel out so we can soak.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. I guess just, pat and champion, telling him to be a good boy.
Okay.
And promising him we'll come back with extra chickens.
Okay. I'm assuming that means you're leaving him here then.
It's probably for the best, isn't it, really? I don't think he'd do very well on an airship. If that's how we end up, going to Silverymoon in the end.
Fair enough. Okay then. Long
If I-
rest
if I-
yourselves up.
If I've understood that right.
That is the current plan. Long rest yourselves up. It's currently around midday.
Did we level up last time?
You
I
did
can't
not.
remember. Okay.
Still level 12.
Quick side question: how many creatures can my Pokeball hold? Is it just the one?
What?
It's just the one.
Okay, first.
It isn't literally a Pokeball, don't worry.
What is it?
It essentially is. So, just quickly, it's an amulet. A willing creature can be placed within the amulet and stay there. If it was like unconscious, it stabilizes it. If you put it in, if it's linked to it, the second it becomes unconscious, it gets automatically teleported back into the amulet to save it. So it's a
No,
fucking Pokeball.
That is a fucking Pokeball, I agree.
Okay.
But yeah, it's on my character sheet as Pokeball, so that's facts now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, cool.
Right, okay. That said then, Vigil picks out the book that he's been carrying around, probably Malcor's on board and Kynan's, gives it a quick read, a quick incantation, and the portal stone in front of you ignites in a blue flame, ready to be stepped through to Neverwinter. Six, I will tinker with my armor, place a little slot on the shoulder that I can always place Homunculus. So it's always attached to me. Future plans, so shoot upwards. I don't need to throw it myself. Oh, cool.
So you've got a homunculus shoulder gun, basically.
Nice. It fires a bird.
I
Excellent.
just can't imagine it like
Sounds-
you press a button on a toaster and the toast pops up.
Sounds foul.
Oh, wow. And this is how Dungeons and Dragons play pigeon shooting began.
You try and catch with your Pokeball.
Oh, target practice.
Okay. What would you guys like to do?
I
I
guess.
would like to go to the portal if everyone else would love to do that too.
I'd like to go through the Stargate, please.
Okay.
Was that actual Stargate reference?
You ought to be a Stargate
That's
reference. Yeah, exactly. This blue flame, it looks like Stargate. I just
Okay.
get a slow clap from Thomas.
Hunter, is Chewie coming with you?
He is. I'll place him in the amulet for
I
now.
was going to say he'd probably have to go in the amulet because he won't fit through the portal.
Oh, well, that's fairs.
Hey.
Into the amulet it is.
Where'd you get one of those?
That's a good question. Asking me where I get things is useless because I'm too excited when I get it to remember where I got it.
Oh, god damn it. That would be really
Yeah.
useful to store a raptor.
Think possibly I either got it from a merchant in a market or I found it in an ancient ruined city.
They're two very
I
different
can
scenarios.
confirm it is neither of those.
Oh. Where did I get it from?
It's funnier if he doesn't know, to be honest.
It was actually no. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to tell you.
Whoa! I can roll for this,
Give me a
surely.
history check.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Fake fuck. Okay, I got it sometime in the past. There we go. That'll do.
Yeah, you got it a very long time ago, back when the original Chewie was alive.
Oh
But you
shit!
can't really put a finger on it.
Fuck! I've had this for over 2 years then.
So, one by one, with Dayak putting pressure on you to all get a move on because he is fearful for his hometown, you step through this portal and feel yourselves pulled.
I'm just
It's
gonna
only
before we go. I'm just gonna look at Vigil, give him a salute, and say, "Stay vigilant." I think Thomas slammed his mic down. I think that's the sound of him divorcing me.
I just sighed at that, so that's saying something.
Sorry, go on, Matt.
Vigil just smiles and shakes his head, but doesn't say a word.
You crazy kids.
As you step through the portal, you hear a distant voice in the background, matching Malcor's, just go, "Ah!" And then you're through the portal.
Whee.
That feeling of being pulled hits you. A feeling of being dropped hits your stomach, and with a bright blue flash, you find yourselves stepping out into a sunny crossroads area. You are in the middle of a stone and marble pavilion of some kind. And it takes you a few moments to get your bearings. You are almost slap bang in the middle of Neverwinter. The sun is shining above your heads, not a cloud in sight. The ruins of the old city lie behind you, and in front of you, you see up towards Castle Neverwinter. Looming above it, you see the reports that struck you, or that you've heard of. Sorry, you see the results of these reports from Daggelt Neverember, from your original meeting in this tower. As you see hovering in the sky over the castle, a red lightning bolt, larger.
Ooh.
Very well, quite large in the sky. It seems to be at least a couple of 100 feet, if not more, above the city itself. Though you can imagine that there was panic when it first appeared, there doesn't seem to be any disturbances or disruption in the city around you. People are still going about their day. Though you can see any child in view is staring up in the sky the entire time they are outside. You do get a feeling of tension in the air, but other than that, it's a nice, sunny, and peaceful day. So, guys, you're in Neverwinter. What would you like to do?
So that's there.
Yes, this is literally that's the portal I went through when I saw you. So,
Right. Okay. So you just
Yeah.
looked at that and thought, you know what? That looks super inviting.
honestly, yes.
And when you went through it, was that on the airship? I'm assuming, and then the airship just went.
yeah, we like absolutely just jumped off. We flew above the portal and then just
How do
jumped
you
off.
know it's still intact? Because, like, to be honest, if you sort of abandoned an airship, it could have gone a very long way before it crashed.
There's captain's still there with the crew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a proper ship. Like people.
Cool. I thought it was just you driving it, so like you just sort of like left it, like
I only
just to
drive
go
when
do
I
its
have
own,
to.
just
I'm
do
usually
its
drinking.
own thing. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
guess
did you tell him where to land it, or where to put it, or where to go? Or
we
you just
don't
go-
do things like this.
or just go fuck it, just go, just do what you want.
Honest to God,
Go
we didn't even
crazy.
say anything. We just jumped off the ship.
You burn all the methane you need on my mile.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it's propelled by pure magic as well. So
All right, okay,
it's
so
not
burn all
fueled.
the yeah, okay.
I'll show you eventually if I can get to it somehow. Are there any guards walking about, running about, doing things?
Give me a perception check.
I can help you if you want.
One thing I will note, Eve, is that you look up into the sky to this red lightning bolt, and you don't see a ship anywhere near it.
I think you'd have mentioned otherwise. Hang on,
Hunter,
I'll help out with the perception. Hang on.
you look around. You see in the distance 2 guards walking around on their patrols, but other than that, not really. Nothing like out of the ordinary.
I want to run up to one of them and demand to see Thrall straight away.
Okay. Yeah, you run up. Okay, you demand to see Thrall, and they kind of just look at each other for a moment. One of them straightens his back, tightens his grip on his spear. Like, well, I won't take your tone personally, but I do not know a thrall, and you do not make demands of the city guard, no matter how ornate your armor may be.
Doesn't know Thrall. Interesting.
Are you sure? Like he's a little. No, what does Thrall look? Yeah, what does Thrall look like? I think
He's
I
a
remember him from like the meeting.
blue water Ganassi.
Ah, okay.
Would that description help the guard? After I apologise for my tone.
It's a different Thrall that I know.
He still looks confused and shakes his head. I don't know a thrall. If you're looking for someone in particular, I don't know, check the local taverns for a missing persons report, or if you believe someone is missing, then consult the actual guard outpost. It's just down the road, past the castle on the right. Other than that, I can't help you, citizen.
Need problem, mate. Thanks for your help. I'll toss him a gold piece.
Okay, that brightens up. He does smile at you a little bit as he walks away. Hunter,
Hang
give
on.
me a perception check.
Another one, yeah.
Yeah. You're looking for something different right now. 12. Okay. Even with a 12, you can't quite put your finger on where in the city you are. Not down to a T, compared to when you were last here. But looking around, you do recognize the area of the city that is more desolate. There is destroyed buildings and stuff. You do remember that from the past. And then you look to the north and to the west. Everything is pristine. Trees growing, flowers blooming. Everything's intact. You look up to the castle itself. It's still sat perched atop greenery. It all looks intact. This is very different from when you last saw Neverwinter.
I see. My worst fears have come to be.
Oh, what's wrong?
You know when we went back for the poll and I said, well, when whoever brought us back, and I said about bringing me back to my own plane of existence, my own realm. I think I've been brought back to yours. I don't think we were on the same world. I think there's been multiple. There are multiple worlds, and I've been brought through another reality. That's the word I'm looking for. To yours.
So, what you're trying to say is there may be no airship in this reality. There's probably also no thrall.
This could be a possibility.
Or maybe you're gonna be lucky. You'd have an even better, fancier airship and even better, fancier thrall.
I do not think so.
Just trying a bit of optimism.
Judging from what I've seen, and my limited knowledge of this sort of thing, my arcane, is it a pretty good bet that I am no in my own reality?
Give me an Arcana check. Okay. You, in your studies, very, very, very long time ago, yes, there were a few. There were a few very old, bit senile arcanists that would write of multiple worlds, multiple celestial spheres, multiple parallel worlds, if you wish. Never taken very seriously, and I don't know. At this point, it's hard to draw any conclusions. All you know is that, for certain, is that this is not the Neverwinter that you left. Looking at the anomaly in the sky as well, even that looks a bit different to the one that you jumped into. It doesn't seem. It's still quite big, but it doesn't seem quite as big.
Oh. Oh. Maybe. Oh. Okay. Hear me out, guys. That anomaly was a lot larger when I went through it. The only thing I can think of, if this isn't a different reality, is that somehow, somewhere, or somehow I've gone back in, or we've gone back in, or not you, but I've definitely might have gone back in time to a point before I even got here. Maybe. I really
Okay.
don't know. I don't know
So-
what to do with this information.
Question: where'd you purchase the airship? Because we're probably guessing it's not local to here.
No, it was on wish.com.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It may need to be. We have to think about a contingency plan in terms of how we're going to travel up to Silverymoon.
Piss.
Dayak is asking, could it be that it got smaller after you did your hoo-ha with it?
Possibly. I mean, we all did was jump through it, so potentially. The guy, was he the king of Neverwinter? Was that the guy who we were talking to as well? Or the mayor or something?
You were talking to the king of Neverwinter.
It might be worth very quickly just trying to go and schedule a meeting with him just to find out for sure.
Okay. Eve and Dayak, can you give me history checks?
Yep, certainly. 13.
No.
Okay. Dayak, this strikes you as odd, because as far as you're aware, Neverwinter has never had a king. It has a Lord Protector.
Fuck. Oh dear.
Oh.
I think this confirms the fact that this is not my reality anymore. I'm willing to bet. Well, apparently my skyship on the fact that this is not my reality. So I'm just gonna turn to Ribib and just pat his little head, tell him it's all right, and yeah, onwards. I guess I'll just deal with my pain.
It's at this point you all hear some commotion coming from the west of the city. Almost like the ambient chatter has just picked up a notch. There's more people talking or shouting or gasping, murmurs almost. As you look in that direction, from somewhere in the midst of the buildings, over towards the three bridges, you can't see the source exactly, but you do see a beam of white energy fly up from amongst the buildings. It seems to like it's going to miss the red lightning bolt, but it is going in that direction. And as it gets closer and closer, this perfect straight beam begins to tilt. It's obvious this is some kind of spell, some bolt of something, but it curves through the air. That normally doesn't happen. As it curves, it bends towards the red lightning bolt and disappears. And a few seconds later, the murmuring quietens, and then there's a static rumble through the air. And in one red flash, you see this red lightning bolt expand. It's in an instant, and when the red flash is over, the results are clear. Streaking now across the city skyline down into the crevasse newly created, a bunch of the city disappears into this anomaly. Fires break out around it, smoke begins to billow into the sky, and screams of terror can be heard in that direction. It's a lot bigger now, and though not in the same place exactly, Hunter, this is beginning to resemble the size and appearance of the lightning bolt you last saw in Neverwinter.
Team, should we investigate that source of the whiteness?
Yeah, I don't particularly want to go near that, but why not? I'm happy to help. Maybe we'll find something interesting. Maybe we'll find someone powerful enough to hopefully keep that away from us. Maybe kill some time while we look for a different airship.
I mean, my dread,
It's hilarious.
my dread is that I see the skyship flying overhead with me and Ribbit piloting it. That would kill me inside.
No.
Sure, let's. Yeah, if everyone's all right with it, we'll invest.
Why not? Let's go towards the light.
Yes, onwards to Silverymoon after this, of course.
Okay. Making your way through the twists and turns of these narrow streets and buildings, it takes you 15 or so minutes to cross the city, hindered by the fact that there are several people not running in terror almost at the distance you were at, but quickly making their way away from the epicenter of this this expansion, if you will. When you get there, can I ask you all to give me a perception check?
Ooh,
God.
26.
Okay. The 26 saves the 7 and the 4.
Carrying the team.
Yeah. There is a small crowd hustled around this area, helping wounded, putting out small fires. A small number also just gawking at the sight in front of them. Eve, you manage to look past this. You see, just on the other side of the bridge, there is a man in gold armor, wrapped and huddled by 3 guards, being dragged up the hill towards the castle.
Look, over there! And the evil points him out and start bucketing towards him.
Oh yes, I can see that very clearly now.
Yeah, the gold dude getting carried off.
Should we run over and assess?
Sounds good.
Cool, we'll do that.
Okay. Running in that direction, over the bridge and up towards the castle. This person was already halfway up the hill towards the castle. You're probably not going to catch them in time before they go in through the castle gates. And at the other side of the bridge, in the chaos, you are promptly stopped by 2 guardsmen, clearly now on edge. One of them with his spear lowered just in case. The other one still managing to maintain some composure. Probably like an elderly, almost near retirement male guard. White hairs sticking out from underneath his helmet. And he just raises a hand and very calmly asks, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" And why should I not detain you?
None of your business. We're not doing anything. And because you like us?
His spear now calmly lowers as well.
I'm joking. Hi. That bloke. That bloke. I couldn't help but notice there was a dude getting dragged off by the guards wearing gold armor. Like, did he do something bad?
We have statements that report he was near the vicinity of that thing when it exploded.
So you think he
What
did
do
it?
you know of it?
We just saw a bright flash of light and, ran over here like everybody else to see what was going on.
Not everybody else is trying to gain access to the castle.
I guess you could say we'd like to question him.
A half smile appears on his face as he looks to the other guard. And who are you? Oh, soldiers, I'm an envoy from Silverymoon. I must speak with that man, with the man that just got dragged in. He may have information we need.
Yeah, and we're his escorts. He's our master. He's very powerful, and Eve will bow, trying not to look as sarcastic as she's sounding.
Give me a deception check. No,
Hey!
not you, Thomas. That's not. Well, no, it is kind of. Yeah, okay.
18. Surprisingly well, actually. To be fair.
Yeah, it's not entirely true. It's not entirely a lie. Okay, cool. 1824. The guard raises an eyebrow and is still kind of like readied in his stance, but his spear goes back up, and he holds out a hand. Do you have any documentation or any, I don't know, personal correspondence that may prove you are who you say you are? Envoy from Silverymoon?
It's one of those times, you just slid like a casual 100 over towards him, just like, yeah, we are who we say we are. You don't need to see that.
Are you actually trying to bribe him?
I'm not sure. I'm just maybe hinting mentally to Thomas, but not expecting him necessarily.
I'm just thinking really hard about it.
Don't want to get stabbed.
Okay. Cool. Showing your cape, give me a persuasion check, I guess. Thomas? 18. There is a pause and deliberation clearly going on behind this guy's face before he stands up straight, gestures to the a bit more on edge guard. Says, okay, if you are who you say you are, my friend here will escort you up towards the castle. But if you get there and you are not who you say you are, you will be joining the gold armored chap in the dungeons, I'm assuming.
I kind of want to cheekily reply, that's kind of what we want, because we want to question it, but I won't do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lead the way, I'll hold the bridge. And the jittery one, still with his spear at the ready, goes, all right, you heard him. You first. I'll stay behind you, just in case. And no funny business. And point you in the direction of the castle.
Sorry, we've learned in this session that we are not funny.
I thought you were supposed to lead the way. He just looks at you and says, I said no funny business. Holds out the spear again.
I just go, I prove myself wrong, no problem, and I walk up.
Cool. Making your way up towards the castle. You can still hear shouts, screams, and general paranoia and panic from the city behind you. You can see that there are multiple guard shifts coming on duty, overlapping walls, overlapping other shifts on walls, overlapping other shifts on sentry posts and gates. Everyone suddenly is on high alert. But you are led in through the front gate, and after a small murmured conversation between guards, you are led through into the castle's interior. You are asked to wait shortly. Shortly? You are asked to wait for a short period of time as messengers relay your purpose and your presence throughout the castle, disappearing beyond sight. Is there anything you would like to do now you're inside, but before you have been seen to?
I'll just. You don't know if you know or not. I just remind you, my arm is not currently up because it gets.
Okay.
I take it down every rest. Otherwise,
Correct.
the rest doesn't do shit. So.
I mean, we could do a sneak around and try and, go the alternative route without waiting to be seen to, and then having to possibly get found out.
We could also send our stealthy friend here, and I'll just gesture to Ruru.
Is Ribib stealthy?
Yes. What, can you not roll lower than on stealth?
Like 20 something.
Yeah.
I mean, we could all go if you want. I have passed without a trace.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could just just wait, see who comes out, and see what they say, and then.
Yeah, all right. Hopefully we can blag it. If not, then the alternative way.
Yeah, we'll behave for now.
Okay. In amongst your conversations, a rather old, balding, and clearly experienced but past his prime male with a suitably kitted out sword, armor, weaponry, and adventuring gear comes to meet you and take custody of you off, or responsibility for you off the guard that brought you in, who soon disappears back to his original post. He kind of looks you all up and down with suspicion, eyes raised, trying to size you up, if you will, before pausing and saying, "All right, would you like to follow me? I don't know what business you have here, envoy, but if you can see, we are currently in the middle of a situation, so while I invite you into our hall, I would request that you remain quiet and wait to be seen. There is other matters we are currently dealing with. If you would like to follow me." And he begins leading you towards the main hall. Is that okay with all of you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through just a few doors, twists and turns, you enter two large double doors and into a very familiar to you, Hunter, grand throne room. It's very long and narrow, but very nicely adorned. Fine silks carpet the walls and floor, and impressive stonework and masonry can be seen throughout. Making your way up, you can see at the head of the room many guards line the walls as other attendees go about their business, though in a kind of panicked state. At the head, you see a throne with a familiar, though not personally, person sitting in the throne room. You've seen him before in your meeting. So you do. Give me a sec. That's why. I didn't put your vision on. You recognize the individual at the head of the room. He was in your meeting at the very start of this debacle. In front of him, he has two guards linking arms with a golden-plated individual on their knees and seemingly either in submission or captured. He looks like he's being interrogated. Also, yes, Dayak, that is exactly the guy that you accidentally hit with one of your spells. This is Daggelt Never Ember. Making your way up through the hall. The individual you're with, again, gestures to you to remain quiet before leading you off to the side of the room to wait to be seen. As you come to a halt there, you can hear Daggelt with a very impatient tone in his voice. I said speak, damn it! And he gestures to his right-hand man, who seems a bit weedy, clearly an advisor of some kind, that walks up to the man in gold armor and slaps him across the face. This man in gold armor just smiles black. Smiles black? I can't speak, man. Smiles back. Smiling back through his blue-tinted face. Hunter, now you're close to him on a side-on profile almost. You can tell this is Thrall. He doesn't appear to be saying anything. He is just smiling, as everyone around here seems incredibly frustrated. Is there anything any of you would like to do?
Yes. Let me just double check the range. Okay. How far are we away? Oh, we're close. I would like to message Thrall. And I'll just say, Thrall, it's Hunter. What's going on? See if I get a response.
You see the smile on his face turn to not quite confusion, but more he's now focusing entirely on what's going through his head. And his head tilts back slightly. Eyes scan the room that he can see in front of him. He doesn't have a view of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can then see his head lower, just to hide his lips. And he replies, "Where are you?" That's it.
I'll recast it again and just say, I'm behind you. About what? That's like 15 meters to your right, is it? Right, that?
Yep.
Ish.
Something like that.
About 15 meters to your right.
Again, he lowers his head, kind of appearing to be looking around the room, but you know it's to try and hide the fact he's replying to you. Though no one can hear what he's replying, the lip movements are still going to be visible.
True.
Then can I say you assist me in some way? I don't know about you, but I am eager to leave wherever this is.
Okay. I'll just throw one last message back and just say, be patient. I will think of something.
He replies, "Oh, well, if I have to just wait for you to think of..." And then he gets slapped again in the face, interrupting the message. He said, "Speak!"
One quick
And
last
for all
message
this
by
time-
saying, serves you right, you little bitch.
For all this time, just looks up angrily at the little scrawny advisor. I would advise you do not do that again. With a smile. And then goes back to tight lips, staring at Daggle. Doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Maybe just a little whisper amongst the group, just asking. I'll inform them that this is the thrall that. Hey guys, I might as well just do it. This is the this is the thrall I was on about. Judging from the fact that he wasn't too shocked to hear my voice, I believe it is my thrall. We need answers, so we need to get him out of here. I am up for suggestions, whether that's groveling with the Lord up, busting him out of here. I will take suggestions.
Well, there's a lot of guards. I mean, can we distract them in any way? Can we? I mean, we're here, right? I mean, he's gonna. The guy's gonna. You know, we could try talking to the guy to reason with him, possibly to start with. Then maybe leg it. I don't know. I'm not very good at plans.
I could try and, fudge something. And, if it doesn't go to plan, we always have kill everybody, I guess.
Murder hobo.
Mm-hmm. But,
Let me just look and see if I've got anything useful on my spells. No.
Dayak, can you give me a stealth check just to see how nonchalantly you can move, like, edge a bit closer? And obviously move your token to where you'd like to try and be. Is the 18 in... Oh, 7. Okay. Where is it you're trying to get to be in range of them?
Point if you've rolled a 7, you may as well just literally step right in front of their face.
Hello.
As you step forward, the guards around you begin to get a bit twitchy and almost begin to step in your direction. But as you stop there, they seem to relax a little bit. They've got their eyes on you though. Casting detect thoughts. There is a distinct calm and calculated persona coming from Rawl. He the guard's still just keeping a wary eye on you. Maybe now thinking you're a bit weird. Thrall is very calm given the situation. There is an underlying emotion of anger. And a how do I word this? He seems to be more in a receptive mood rather than making judgments or in a confrontational mind space. Daggelt, however, is absolutely furious and filled with dread. It's at this point Daggelt has stepped up and has himself pulled out a sword and has it pointed at Thrall's throat. Though you don't feel any violent emotions running through him, you can see this is probably as a result of his anger. Under his breath, almost in a very subdued and barely contained tone, he's saying to Thrall, I know that you are responsible for that thing that has just engulfed my city. And I also know that you are most likely for him disappearing, aren't you? That's no coincidence. Where is he? And Thrall just remains calm and mute.
I'll throw another message to Thrall and just say, who is he talking about?
Did you talk about what?
Who's he referring to?
Oh. Thrall takes a moment and then replies, I couldn't possibly know.
Okay.
And you hear Daggle say, what was that? I couldn't hear you. And Thrall just remains quiet, silent.
What's this guy's name? Lord Protector, is that his title?
That's his title, yes. Are any of you doing anything at this moment?
I kind of just look to everybody and say, I can't stand here and just let him be stabbed in the neck. Oh yeah, there you go.
Speak up. Ask him why he suspects him.
My lord, if I may, I believe this man may be involved in attacks on Silverymoon. I wish to interrogate him and bring him back to my fair city. Whatever you must do, may I request you do not kill him. Daggle's head snaps in your direction. Furious at first that you would interrupt, but then the words being processed calms for a second. Kind of still in a rage, though no longer a blind one. Well, that would be all well and good that you take him back to your fair city, but my fair city is in flames, and my son is missing. Until I have him back, he goes nowhere. You can do whatever interrogating you need here when I'm through with him.
Why are you so sure that this is your guy?
He
Sir,
was seen casting something at that red lightning. No one interacts with it. No one goes near it. No one is allowed. He does whatever he did, and suddenly it gets bigger. I need to know why this has happened. And then it clicks that he recognizes you and Dayak. And as you two probably know, it is important we get to the bottom of these anomalies. So I will question him here.
you
And
don't
when I
know
have
that. Yeah, I
when I
suppose.
have my son back, you can question him all you want on behalf of Silverymoon.
I mean, if you think he may be involved with, her, have you checked him over for artifacts or, items which may indicate he worships her?
We did.
Did
At
you
this
find
point, he
anything?
lowers the sword, sheathes it, and though staying close to Thrall, turns more full on to face you guys. No, we found a crossbow and some bolts, and that's it. That is the possessions of someone who knows that they are about to be caught or plans for that eventuality. We have no idea where he's from or who he is. That is how I know he is guilty. Not so much as pocket litter on this one.
Hunter, do you have anything to say?
I'll just say, Lord Protector, if I may approach, and I'll slowly, very slowly, start walking over to him, like with my hands to my right and left. Nothing, no threats or anything.
Okay. He doesn't approve of you approaching, but he doesn't say anything to stop you. He kind of just looks at you, waiting for something.
Okay. I'll get to about here before I realise that, this is probably as far as he's going to let me go. And I say, if I may, and then as I say that, I would like to cast Modify Memory.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. What is the casting time on? Okay, one action. Are you trying to be subtle in this fact that you're casting a spell, or are you just casting a spell? Because this is
Like with the
has
motion of my
verbal-
hand, like
Yeah, it has verbal and somatic components, which means you are gesturing and speaking magic garble.
yeah,
So
I'll throw it in stealthily. Got no choice.
okay, give me a stealth check.
If I need to roll for it, add a 4.
I will
What?
say at disadvantage because you are the center of attention in this small space right now.
Interesting. Well, this isn't going to go well, is
Add
it?
a +4 for Flash of Genius as well, apparently.
So, this is going to go so badly. Oh my days! I don't think it's worth me adding that +4, but that's I'll put it on anyway. So 5.
I know it is just a +4, not a D4, I think.
Oh, 7.
Cool.
Jesus.
You see the guard closest to you and the advisor both kind of looking around as you do this, like a wait, what? And the Lord Protector opens his mouth, say, "What are you?" and manages to get through a few syllables of that before you cast the spell. What is the save on this?
It's a wisdom save, I believe.
Okay. That is a 9.
My spell save DC is 15.
Okay. So bearing in mind, there are multiple people who know you have just cast a spell. What is it that you are modifying?
I would like to modify the Lord Protector's memory of what is it? How does it word it? Of an experience that within the last 24 hours that minutes. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Yeah.
Okay. What are you modifying? Which memory are you modifying and what are you modifying it to?
So I would like to modify the fact that he prioritized the finding of his son over the Silverymoon interrogation. And I want to change his mind about letting us have the first interrogation and not him. So I wanted him to, instead of what happened, him thinking agreed to give us a chance to interrogate him before they did whatever they wanted to do with him. Off site, away from here.
The spell effect fades onto him and he pauses for a second. His advisor runs up to him. Are you okay, Lord Protector? The guard who is holding Thrall is now slowly raising their spear in your direction. The Lord Protector's, yes, I am fine. I do not know what you will get out of him. He's a silent and quiet one, but if you need to interrogate him also, I guess you can. You can take charge of it for now, but I need information from this man too, so you will not harm him, and you will not remove him from the premises.
I'll slowly walk over, if it's okay, like to the back of him here, and say, I will agree to all of that. But first, and then I'm going to hit Thrall in the back of the head and say, that's for Silverymoon. And then attempt to take him by the back of the chest plate he's got on and drag him.
Okay. He is bound. He's not going to bother resisting. Daggelt smiles slightly at this, nods his head. You can still see that guard and the advisor are both still visibly confused, but as the advisor tries to speak again, Lord Protector silences him and gestures to you to take Thrall away to another separate area, small room maybe, to carry on your interrogation.
Can we come with?
There's no one to stop you.
I shall return him as soon as I am done with it.
Cool. As you begin to lead Thrall away, the same elderly man who brought you in steps in front of you and begins to lead you in the direction of a smaller room for your interrogation. Meanwhile, as you begin to walk away, you see Daggett again hush the people around him and begin trying to assess their rescue, search and rescue parties, any new information about sightings of his son, etc., etc. Trying to shift the conversation in that direction rather than away from any worries they have, which he sees as nonsense. Taking him off to a little room then, which I do not have prepared. Let's just bring you all down here. For the times being, this is its own little room.
Can anyone? Is it like a sealed room? There's no gaps in the walls or anything like that. It's not. Someone could easily eavesdrop, could they?
Give me a perception check.
It's kind of redundant state with the old guys coming with us, but
That guy will leave you to it. He is simply escorting you around the castle.
cool.
Are there any windows in this room?
So you are led to a small room, table in the middle. It seems to be a very small, hardly ever used meeting room that's quite close to the main hall still. There are no windows. You're in the center of the castle. There is only one door in and out. It is quite a sturdy, well-made door, though. There aren't much in the way of cracks around the outsides of it. So, though, if someone's on the other side of it, trying to listen intently, they could probably hear mumbling and catch a few words. Unless you're shouting, passers-by aren't going to be overhearing exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
Unless, they're going to the effort to do so.
So, guys, this is Thrall.
Hi, Thrall. I'm Eve.
Hi, Thrall!
So, how do you know him? Is he a mate or not? A friend. A friend. Sorry.
Are you my friend, Thrall?
He smiles and looks to Eve and says, I would be his friend if I had my crossbow. That would be very entertaining.
I'll kneel down next to his head and just be like, well, let's be thankful you do not have your crossbow. How did you end? Of course he does, little prick. How did you end up here? When we left, what happened?
Well, I remember free falling with you That was very entertaining.
Hmm.
And then, once we entered the center of that red lightning, you and Ribbit seemed to disappear in another direction. I, though, found myself free falling down into Neverwinter. This shrewd copy of Neverwinter, that is. Luckily, I am more prepared than you idiots were. I do have spells at my disposal to save myself, but ever since I have been trapped in this place filled with morons and uh,
Idiots?
people who have the moral compass of children, shall we say.
Okay.
Where
Well,
have you?
well, it's a funny story. The portal actually led to what was it? The 8th layer of hell, was it, guys?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
So
Mephistopheles' level, or was it
Levistus's level.
Mephistopheles' level? Okay.
Yeah. 6th level of hell. Thank you, Dayak. And yeah, we found these lovely people here.
Yeah.
We tagged along with their quest because we weren't quite sure, and then we used a spell to return, and it returned us here. I was quite shocked to find out that no one knew who you were. My skyship is missing, and the whole place looks brand new. And as you well know, that's not the Neverwinter we left.
He is looking at you with pure disgust. And after a moment of open-jawed silence, he composes himself and says, "So, we fall through a hole in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
We find ourselves in a different world, and your go-to was to make friends. How lovely for you."
I mean, in fairness, we're on a mutual goal together. We're all trying to like stop all of us, yeah.
I kind of just look round to everybody in the room apart from, like, comically look at each of them. It says working out pretty well. I don't see any. None of us seem to be bound and being beaten on the floor of the castle, so we're doing a lot better than you.
True to a degree, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm still in two minds about whether to leave you here or take you with us. I mean, if you're not willing to help or you don't know anything, please give me a reason to take you with us. If not, I'll happily hand you back to the Lord. And that is that's not me like jesting. That's like, help me or go back.
He begins to smile for a second before noticing the seriousness of your face. Very well. You should take me with you, because without me, who's to say you could get your skyship back?
I mean, whoever's there. I mean, did you specifically leave orders with the people there not to give it to me back when I return?
I don't recall. But are you willing to take that chance? And how are you going to get back? As I have just said, when I jumped through, I found myself in freefall. Now, you would not want to be in that situation without sufficient means of saving yourselves, would you?
I mean, that's pretty big-headed of you to think you're the only who can cast spells, I think is how you put it. But you know, if your whole reason for me to take you with you is so we can survive a potential falling later on in time, I think you need to try a little harder than that, don't you?
Okay. How about this one? If you don't take me with you, all of your crew will die.
That's very interesting. How are you going to do that from?
Well, you don't know what orders were made and what plans were made before we left, do you?
No, that's completely true. But I'd rather take my chances with potential orders like that over you coming back and fucking me over. So, you know, that if that's it, and I just gesture as if I'm going to go and shout the guard back in.
Are you actually, or are you trying to get more out of it?
Trying to get more out of him.
Give me a deception check.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Do I still get that +4 from Flash of Genius, or is that not?
No, it's just for that.
Yes.
Just for that skill check. There is a flicker of concern on his face before the smile reemerges. Oh, I have done many of these interrogations. I know how this works. That is not going to change my answers. As for the rest of you, well, as you say, I am responsible for attacks on Silverymoon, am I? Oh,
That was
it
more of
looked
a.
awfully suspicious if you believe that and then suddenly didn't want to take me with you.
It would have been suspicious if I didn't promise to return you back to the king. At which point, I knock on the door and ask for the guard. Do I get anything from Thrall at this point?
Give me a deception or a persuasion check. It's up to you.
Fuck.
He raises an eyebrow, but still, I think I have a lot to offer you here, Hunter. Whether you take that offer is up to you. And he just smiles.
Before
And
you
if you
go, sorry, Hunter, can I just? Did you do that to the lightning bolt? Did you make it bigger? Was that you? They seem to think it's you.
They may think it for good reason. I may know a lot more about it now than you. But if the guard is going to take me away, I guess that is for me to know, and not you. Are you detecting thoughts on him? Okay. He is still in a very calm and logical frame of mind. There's the odd flicker of emotion you get for him one way or the other, of frustration or intrigue or upset, basically, at talking to Hunter. To be honest, almost like repulsion. He really doesn't like Hunter, but not much else in terms of surface thoughts, unless you want to dive deeper. Okay. Wisdom save. Second. That is a 22 wisdom save. Succeeds. Okay. You hear the guard beginning to walk down the hall as Thrall's head turns to Dayak. Nice try. I do like to have people of your talents in my service, but not this time. A guard opens the door. Yes. How can I help?
Just before responding to the guard, I'll lean over to Thrall and say, the difference between us is I can leave you here and come back when I need to. You don't have that luxury. And then I turn to the guard and say, we are done with him. Please inform the Lord Protector that we will return shortly once we have gathered some more information and corroborated what he has told us.
Right, very good. He gestures down the hallway and a few more guards come in, grabbing Thrall by one arm each and begin to remove him from the room. I'm just going to wait to see what Dake's saying before that concludes. After the time, I will do.
Good addition. Anything from Thrall at this point?
He's just scowling at you.
Fair enough.
He doesn't show emotion other than smugness on a regular basis. This is a proper full-on "I hate you" scowl as he is dragged out of the room.
Just message him and just say "fuck you," and then yep, that's me done. Off to.
Jeez, Hunter, like, what he did to you, man?
It's not what he did to us; it's what we did.
What you do to him?
Yeah, well, there's a reason the other Netherwinter is disintegrated and blown up. But yeah,
You did that?
Well, he thinks we did that, and that's enough for Thrall.
Right. Okay. So he decided to do that to this Netherwinter, so he felt more at home.
I think he was more on the lines of trying to reverse what happened to him in the portal, try and get back the same way, seeing what happened if he fired a beam into it, see what would happen to it.
Well, it didn't go. Yeah, it didn't go very well for him, for sure.
No, it didn't. While he's very tactical, very clever. Yeah, he likes to make plans, but sometimes they fall through. So I gave him a fair opportunity.
So what you're saying is we can't in any way remotely trust him, or?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Ribbit pipes up. Yeah, he once tried to. He killed a whole town trying to kill us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He just sounds like more like he just sounds like Doofenshmirtz, like freaking cold up.
Like Beavis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's massacred and committed nearly genocide just to try and kill us. So yeah, in all honesty, from the bottom of my heart, they could fuck him up and kill him, and I don't think I'd lose a minute of sleep over it. The only thing is he may have some more information. However, I doubt it.
He may know how to get your ship back, though.
In all honesty, I'd rather spite him than get my ship back at this point. But
I kind of admire you for being that petty, mate. To be fair.
Oh, it's not.
There's got to be something said about that.
Yeah, he's a piece of work, if the devil incarnate, if you will. He's just treat him as the world's best mercenary who has no values, no morals, willing to kill children. Yeah, he's a bad guy.
But I regret being nice to him now. Never mind.
I made up for it.
Yeah, he sounds like he's getting what he deserves anyway, and you probably won't get too much more useful information out of him.
On the bright side, if we ever did come back here, I got back and needed to get my ship, I'll get my ship. It's fine. There's not much they'd be able to do about it.
I think.
saying,
Okay, yeah.
in that case, shall we make our way to the stables? Your ship will be somewhere completely different by the sounds of it, and I have to get back as soon as possible. Can you two travel on your companions?
I can, but we don't have the raptor, do we?
No, I left him back there. I didn't want to have to wander around in an airship and potentially fall off.
True. Just as well, I don't think my airship actually exists in this reality.
Can your Pokemon take two?
He possibly could, but I wouldn't be able to be counted as one of them because I am quite a chunk.
Right,
So,
okay.
potentially, but it would be probably slower and probably back-breaking for him.
I mean, if there's any... I can't really ride horses very well because I'm not the largest person, but there's a Shetland pony selling knocking around somewhere. I can always try.
We'll just go and try and find a stable or a place we can rent or buy a couple of horses.
Okay,
Sounds
I
good.
will say, Dayak, you would know if you were going to try and travel by horse to Silverymoon, you are looking at. You're still looking at a journey of like a week and a half if you went full tilt.
I guess it would still be quicker coming from here than it would the place we set off from. It's like ever so slightly closer, I guess. Oh, was there a way directly from where we were to Silverymoon?
The guy did say you could make a portal there, I think, didn't he?
He said he could try and change the destination portal. Try and change the destination portal to be closer to Silverymoon, but he couldn't guarantee how close that would get. You couldn't fit a horse through that, so you'd be on foot wherever it spat you out.
Okay, fairs. So we've probably added a couple of days at most, I guess, then, on average, to the journey. But yes, unless anyone disagrees, I think we should try and either source a carriage or a faster means of to like the town, because it seems to be well built up with lots of things.
Yeah.
Or a boat. Yeah, perfect.
I don't know if there's a river that goes anywhere near there. I
Uh,
don't really know the land outside of Chult very well.
Hunter and Dayak definitely would. If you could take a boat upstream. You'd basically be going upstream to near where your party's encounter with the waterfall was, Jack. Into the mountains, like more mountainous areas, walking to Long Saddle and then trying to get a horse to Silverymoon. That probably would shave a day or two off your travel, but it's up to you guys.
Up for either. Boat is fine. Also, if you could if it's like quicker to get the horses in the first place, then I'm up for either option. We just head into the town and see what they've got first.
Yeah, whichever's the quickest. I just want to make sure Dimitri's okay before I join everyone in Barovia if I can.
Cool.
To town.
Okay. Moving back outside the castle, then you are permitted to leave. Nothing further is asked of you. You don't really see anyone of any relevance on your way out either. Heading outside, you still see guards trying to clear the area where this huge anomaly has damaged part of the city, is intersecting with it and carving out a canyon in part of the city now. A second canyon in Neverwinter. Woohoo! Other than that, around like that area, because you're up on the hill, you can see a lot of the rest of the city is beginning to quieten down. Like people are basically running and hiding and going home. I'll put you back on the map of the city. This one. There we go. So it is. I'll just draw it for you to give you an idea. So this part of the city that's a very thin line. Let's try again. This part of the city here is basically this part of the city that's in total chaos right now. Looking over to the north bank, you can see what looks like to be a small shopping district here. And let me just double check the proper Neverwinter map. I do believe the Neverwinter map I've shared with you has all the districts properly labeled on it. Cool.
While you guys do some shopping and things, I'll like sit in the middle of the market on like a chair or a rock or something, and I want to, just to make sure, cast my flock of familiars, and get them to, I think I get 4 of them, to fly around the city. I'm not sure how big it is, but I can control them and see through their eyes up to a mile. So I'm assuming that's quite a lot of the city.
Yeah.
And just to double check that the ship isn't here, and or if I recognise anyone else from the other reality. They might not be the same person, but if I saw, for example, another me or another Josh or another, that's something I would like to keep my eye out for.
Okay. Cool. So, you do know there is 2 shopping districts or like market areas to the north of the castle. South there is 2, but there is basically everywhere south up to the House of Knowledge is kind of in chaos right now, so probably not the best idea to go shopping there. Cool. So I don't know where I'm up to with Dex messages. They can shut the portal, safe yards. Or we take 2 horses to proceed while traveling. Time goes fast. But let's look around first. So you're wanting to go to those areas to try and find some horses. Cool. They don't appear, most of the shops around here do appear to be in chaos as well, are mid closing down for the day at minimum. But give me an investigation check, somebody. I'm assuming there's more than one person looking, so you can have an advantage, whoever you would like to search.
What's everyone's investigation? Mine is +0, so not me. You're +10, +9, +8. Sorry, I can't read it. Thomas should just show me his hands because he can't talk. I forgot to not include his thumbs, so yeah, he's got a +8. So I vote you, Thomas.
$19. Okay. easily done. You do manage to catch one person has quite a large stable and barn area, selling multiple types of animal. But among those are horses. He can sell you a horse for 80 gold pieces apiece.
Oh, have I got 80 gold pieces?
I got you.
Yeah, you're like super minted, aren't you, or something?
Nah,
I'm
not that bad.
131. So I can chip in. I can get a horse or whatever. I'd have to probably ride on someone's horse with them because I don't think me as a hobbit could ride a horse.
Derek, when you're saying in bulk, what kind of in bulk are you suggesting? What are you pitching?
80 horses, please.
Maybe not 80.
I mean, technically, what's the size of one of our armies that got stranded on in a different reality?
That was in the millions.
Yeah. Oh, and had like spare horses and shit for carried and, you know. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
I guess I was going to suggest the wolf pull with the horses. That's probably not a good idea, is it? Just, just like 400 gold down the drain because he's eating them.
Okay. One minute, guys. I'm just doing some travel calculations for you. So do you want 7? Is that confirmed?
Sure.
You're going from movement to
Also, with the last 10, 15 minutes of my Find
Okay.
Familiar spell, I'd love them to fly up to the portal area just to see if it's like a weird sort of bubble that I can't see through and the ship is still actually there.
You're sending your still what to what? Sorry.
In the last 10, 15 minutes of my Find Familiar spell, if
Yeah.
I've not located the ship, I'd like them to fly up to, or at least 2 of them up to the anomaly and search near the anomaly just in case there's some sort of shroud around the anomaly being seen from below.
Okay. Traveling around it, you've not seen anything familiar through the city rather than familiar landmarks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have noticed that there is a Leviathan pub on the docks. Traveling up near the anomaly, give me a perception check.
So many windows. Just normal, or because there's 4 of them, do you want me to roll it 4 times, or just one?
No, just give me one. Cool. Traveling around the anomaly, even with an 11, you would probably see a ship floating in the sky if it was there. As I say, this one isn't as high up in the air as the one from the Netherwinter you know. Looking around near the bottom of it literally intersects with the ground in the chasm that it's dug as it's expanded. So even the higher end is not that high up, though it is now a similar size. As you, the last like circle round you do see something come out of the anomaly. With an 11, you can't tell what it is, but it's small. It seems to glimmer through for a few seconds and kind of circle a little bit, and then dips back and disappears within it again. But there is no ship.
Fly a little bit closer to to where I saw that, with all 4 of them this time, like all around that place, seeing if it comes out again.
Okay. You fly them over to that area. Nothing for a few moments. Nothing for a few minutes. And then again it appears. It seems to be some kind of bird. Flies out, flies past your familiars, circles round, and as it begins to dip into the portal, well, you suspect it's a portal, the anomaly, it too has a familiar quality about it. It's a bit translucent. It's a bit ethereal. It kind of looks like a familiar, and it dips back into the anomaly as well.
Oh,
20 pounds of weight, and get rid of 2. Okay, so for 7 things as well. Sorry, just quickly cutting back. The the dealer, it's like cars. They're a dealer, not a salesperson, not a shop owner. They're a horse dealer. They'll give it to you for 70 gold pieces a horse.
so
As a bulk
490.
buy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
The persuasion check deck. $16. Okay. Yeah, he'll take 400. Why not? That is a lot of horse sales in one day. He will take 400. Whoever is paying for that, do mark the 400 off your character sheet.
Yep, I got
That's
it.
a lot of money.
Not me.
I got you. Running low now though.
They're saying, do you want to split it?
How much gold do you have total on you right now? It's alright, you keep it. I got this one.
How have you got over $1,000? He just winked at me and that was it.
Not everyone's been traipsing around the jungle for 5 years.
Some of us are actually earning money.
Right, you have your 7 horses. Hunter, you have seen this, what clearly looks like a familiar flying in and out of the anomaly. You're also in the same area because you were doing that from a distance, weren't you? So what is it you would like to do?
Just quickly, in the last 5 minutes that I've got my thing up for, if it runs out, I'll just cast it again. On some scrap paper, I just want to write the words, "This is Hunter. It's safe to come through. Come through now." And I'm going to give it to my familiar. Yeah, big, maybe a few words on each piece of paper, so it can be really big and bold. And then I'm going to get all the familiars to fly up and the original familiar came out of, and wait. Just to see if anything happens.
So you're flying it up to where, sorry?
To where I saw the original familiar pop through.
Okay.
And then if they need Do I have anything on me? Yeah, I'm gonna get one of them small onyx figures out. That up as well, just as like a proof that it is Hunter.
Okay.
To anyone who might know what that means.
Okay. You fly that back up to the anomaly and wait. Once again, a few minutes later, this other familiar pops through, but this time does stop and hover slightly. So, with your knowledge of familiar, it's not just being sent on an automated path. There's someone controlling this, someone looking through its eyes.
Oh, thank God.
And it clearly acknowledges you and what you're holding. And then it continues to fly in a circle. Again, seeming to scout out the surrounding area and disappears back through.
Interesting. In all honesty, I am completely out of ideas. I will send one of my familiars through the portal. Oh fuck, that's not going to do anything, so I can't see.
Are you sending something through?
Yeah, I'll send just one of them through, one of the ravens through, and just monitor if I still sense it, because it gets cancelled if I'm out, if it like dies or whatever. I just want to see how it feels.
Okay. You send it through. You don't get the sense that you've lost a familiar.
Oh.
What else are you doing with it?
If I can attempt to still look through its eyes, I will. If it won't let me, then it's too fucked.
You attempt to look through its eyes. You see a barren wasteland. A castle stood on a hill. Below you, desolation. You see the Netherwinter you remember. In the sky behind you is the large red lightning bolt that you skydived through. And down in the courtyard, again, this is a very desolate place. Things stick out very easily. In the courtyard of the castle on the hill, you see parked up and on the ground your skyship.
It lives!
What lives? Did you see something?
I say absolutely nothing, but I smile from ear to ear and start jumping up and down and like flapping my hands.
Give me a dexterity check.
Oh, fuck you.
You're blinded and deafened. This is dangerous.
Oh, shit!
I didn't know you blind.
You see a change in Hunter's posture. As you ask what happened, he stands up, all 7 feet of him, starts jumping, slips on a rock, trips, falls backwards through a fence and into the stable where the horses that you've just bought were staying. Hunter, while you are blinded and deafened, you suddenly feel a great warmth trickling down your back.
No.
There is still a smile on his face, however.
That's taking the piss at me.
That's a natural one when you're blinded and deafened. What do you think's going to happen?
A number one, apparently. So while I'm still walking, yeah.
Yeah.
I fly it down to the ship and see if there's anybody on it.
Yeah, you fly it down. You sense now, with the distance between you and it, you're getting towards the limit of your connection to the limit of that mile. But you swoop down and scout over the deck. There doesn't seem to be anyone on it. It's powered down. There's no movement. There's no movement in the courtyard. It seems barren and dark.
Okay, so the question is how I can get to it without killing myself. How high is the portal in feet from the floor? Roughly.
Oh, I'm muted. The one that your Raven's on.
Yeah, like the one in my reality that's like we're currently in now, like my person.
You're looking at like 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. Okay. Shit. I just turn to everyone and go, look, it's definitely going to be worth getting this, because what would be the time saved? Like getting from, you said like
Yeah,
a
I
week
did
and
calculate that. If you travel full speed on these horses for 8 hours a day, it'll take you 21 days.
Okay.
If you go full pelt, not resting, you could probably shave 5 to 7 days off that. But you and the horses would be exhausted when you got there. So that's the timescales you're looking at. And that is calculating the miles per day you could possibly travel and the distance that it is.
And if we skyshipped it, is that a quick calculation?
It is if you have your spreadsheet that tells me what the speed is again.
It was a post in the chat.
Oh, guild. Give me 1 sec. I'll refind it.
Just to catch you up, it's 21 days by horse if we did 8 hours a day with resting, or maybe shave 5 to 7 days off that if we don't rest, but we would be exhausted by the time we got there.
So yeah, ideally, if we flew, it'd probably be a lot quicker than that.
Yeah. Anika's just looking up the stats now. I found it. There's no one on it. If someone has a spell that I can get up there through the portal, I'm happy to go through there and bring it back. That's not a problem.
Okay. Let me just do some quick maths. Okay. If you were to travel full pelt on the skyship, flying, it would take you 33 hours.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Okay, so we have to get this because then we'd get there in like no time at all. Suggestions.
Well, so we need to get up there, right, to the anomaly. There's a couple of things we could do. We could.
Well,
We could check.
just to clarify, the anomaly on this side, while it's in the sky still, is now, because it's grown, it is hitting essentially the floor.
Oh
Because it's carved a section of the city out. Your problem is that the one on the other side is 1,000 feet in the air.
So
Right.
we could go in, but not land.
How does would Misty Step carry on with my velocity?
I'm just gonna do an intelligence check as well while you do that.
What a question.
Isn't it?
I would say no,
Okay.
because the way D&D teleportation works is not entirely logical. So no, if you were to fall, I think I've already ruled this with Sunny as well with his echo in the last campaign. You technically could cancel out your momentum by Misty stepping correctly.
Why did you have to add the word correctly?
Because the range is 30 feet, so you'd have to time it well.
How long is a bonus action? Like instantaneous?
Like a second or two.
So I'd have like 1 or 2 attempts to cast Misty Step onto the floor. Oh, that is fucking. Oh wait, shit. I could just use Featherfall.
I was about to say, yeah, like Eve experienced Featherfall back in Schultz. I think she had a temporary gift from basically a big snake lady. So she would know that as well. So like we could always like have a look and see if we can find a wizard potentially, or like a magic seller that has a scroll of Featherfall as well for everybody else.
Oh no, I have it.
Oh great! Okay, so you can cast it. That's no problem then. We're sorted. We're fine. We're fine.
I literally said to Lineker, I'm going to read through my character sheet and remember all the shit I've got for this set. Did I fucking hell do that? Like, fuck me. Right, we're good to go. We're good to go, guys.
We got
Go.
Featherfall. We can go through it. Awesome.
Okay, what are you doing with the 7 horses?
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Just as a point, you're more than welcome to come with me. But did you want me to just nip in on my own? Because I don't know what it's gonna happen. So, but it's up to you.
Hey, it's your Jeep. You know how to fly the thing.
True. I might need some help flying it though, like into the portal. That's the only thing. I'm not sure. I can't.
I guess for argument's sake, it would save a job. In the sense, if we all jump through and get on with you.
True.
And otherwise, we just stood here looking awkward with 7 horses while we wait for to come.
Not a bad idea to put one of them in the Pokeball though for future reference. But
That's true. Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do. We give it to an orphanage.
I mean, we could
Perhaps
just
the
eat
orphanage.
really well.
Oh, horse.
Mm-hmm. Like Tesco's.
Truly French.
So what did they say? BRB was the ship. Okay, so I'm assuming.
I don't think he's heard all of that. So like,
No.
yeah, you're ready to explain.
I'm assuming he'll be okay with plummeting to his death, only to be saved by a spell. If everyone's alright with it, let's just fucking get this over with, go through the portal, and get to Silverymoon.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah. So the portal, or the anomaly actually hits the floor. It's that big. It's actually carved a hole into the floor, so we can walk into it / jump into it. And then once on the other side, Featherfall down to the bottom, and yeah, have a great time getting to Silverymoon in 33 hours instead of 21 days. There we go. Love it. This guy, what a guy. Love him.
Okay. Is that the plan then? What? So, sorry, backtracking to my original question. What are we doing with the horses, guys?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Do you reckon what you'll refund them for 400 gold?
I'm going to go back to the guy with all the 7 horses.
We decided we no longer want the 7 horses.
And just say, would you like to buy these horses for 350 gold?
At this point, he, like the rest of the shops around here, is beginning to close up, looking very happy with himself for the day. He looks at you a bit confused. Give me a persuasion check.
I'm not trying to persuade. I'm just trying to ask him. But yeah, I'll give you it. He's fucking taking that shit. He's taking it.
At first, he seems to be. The confusion turns to like, oh god, no, of course not, kind of expression on his face. You're an idiot. Before a few more screams can be heard echoing out through the city, and his face relents. I'll give you 300.
Deal.
Shakes hands. Hands over 300 gold.
We had over 7 horses.
Hand over 7 horses. He takes them back into the stables and carries on locking up.
There we go.
Hell.
At least they're going to go quickly because like everyone's going to be evacuated, aren't they? So horses are going to be, in proper demand. So he's probably like made a killing there.
At the cost of some spell slots on 100 GP, we get an airship. That is, I like that statement. That puts things in complete context. So I agree.
It's a very brief summary of what happened. Really, it does gloss over some finer details.
Yeah, not important ones though.
Okay. So you guys begin to head over to screaming, shouting, and scared part of the city. As you get closer, a lot of the fires are beginning to be put out now. A lot of the wounded have been dragged to one side and are being healed and attended to in certain other small buildings that are now acting as triage centers. When you get close to the anomaly, you begin to feel, for you, Hunter, the familiar tingling, static feeling in the air. The almost out of hearing hum and high pitched noise. There's definitely coming from it, but it's more of a feeling than a hearing it. And looking into the center of it, you can again see the closer to the center of this lightning you look, the brighter and brighter it gets. There is a few guards around here, clearly trying to stop anything coming out of it or anyone going towards this thing, but they are very few and far between and very distracted. So without any effort at all, you can get very, very close to this thing. At one point in particular, there seems to be a large outstretched fractal of this lightning bolt that comes quite close to the edge of a small, 30-foot cliff made by its appearance. Would you like to try and jump in?
So, right, plan is we jump into this thing and you hit us with a spell that's going to not make sure we don't end up as pancakes on the ground, right?
Yeah, no, we just double check the spell.
Oh god, okay.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just making sure it's right. Again, there's a. Last 1 minute, she's up to 5. A falling creature's rate of descent slows per round until the spell ends. If a creature lands before the spell ends and lands on its feet, and the spell ends for that creature. Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Oh, so we've got like 3,600 feet, I think. 60. Just double check.
So that is just a kilometer. That's a kilometer in the air. So we do like a whole physics thing of see if we can actually reach the ground in 1 minute.
Feet per... Oh, so it's 10 feet per second, and then the spell will end. So I can only tarry. It only works for 600 feet. So when we're halfway down, I'll cast it.
Why don't we tie ourselves together so we don't like get too spread apart in the air?
Facts. I like this idea.
Okay, because that way, yeah, it might just be easier. Yeah, that's probably the easiest thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. We'll rope ourselves like by the hands. Probably it's probably better, so we've got a bit more momentum then in it and pulling power and whatnot.
Sure.
Let's do it.
I like the idea of the 7 horses just watching us from like the stables, really confused as we just kind of like tie our arms together, get ready.
They're all really depressed because he's like a nasty owner, like beats them and everything, and we've just given them back.
Oh, I guess we're off to the knacker's yard.
Okay.
Let's go tell the horse to fuck off with comprehend languages and message.
I actually could do that because I guess I can speak to animals.
To the portal anyway.
And on that very dark note, you tie your hands together and jump in. As you step over this cliff, the humming intensifies. You do hear as you go over the precipice, someone's clearly noticed you and has begun to shout, "No, no, no, wait!" And you hit it. The sensation you guys got of going through the teleport to Netherwinter was a sense of pulling. This one is a staticky almost cobwebby feeling, like you're pushing through dense cobwebs. And then, in a bright flash, the sensation of falling. First off, can I have you all roll me a D100 each?
Oh, you go fuck yourself. What the fuck are you doing? Okay. Okay, that's either horrendous or perfectly good. Why do you do this? Why?
88.
The worst thing he does is when he goes, when we say, "Oh, can I do this?" and you can try, and then I'm like, "Oh, what's the fuck?"
The best is when it's just really sarcastic. He's like, "Yeah, you're just not going to be able to do that."
Sure.
Yeah, you
Don't do anything.
try it, it's not going to happen.
You have a reputation.
Ooh.
Oh,
They
like
are some very interesting rolls.
Oh,
God.
Look, Jack, you were very close to that being bad, but no, it's not. It's not. It's actually okay. Okay, so as you come out the other side, you feel different. It's hard to put a finger on it, but it's almost as if as you passed through it passed through you. And part of it was left behind. But you can't quite place it. There's no time to think about that now. You're falling. You're falling towards the ground. You guys look below. The first thing you notice, the sunny day that was over Neverwinter is gone. It is now shrouded in dark cloud, seemingly centered on Castle Neverwinter. And that's when you realize Castle Neverwinter is the only thing you see. The topography of the ground is the same as you realize. The Neverwinter walls are still there for the most part, but the city itself is nothing but a barren, rocky wasteland. You keep falling towards this barren, desolate plain. You can see now below, in the castle courtyard, the flying ship that Hunter mentioned parked up just outside the main yard. The hue from the anomaly behind you, the red, is now disappearing. You're approaching halfway to the ground. Your speed has stabilized and you are going pretty quick, but you are all still tied to each other.
One more second, and then feather falling.
Okay. You cast Featherfall. I'm assuming this is on all of your companions.
Is it?
Are you choosing to kill people right now?
TPK! No. Yeah, obviously everybody. And as I cast it, after I've casted it, I will shout, "Fuck you, Thrall!" And then, yeah.
Okay, you cast Featherfall, and all of your movement slows. Instead of falling, you all begin to drift down to the ground, ropes attaching you all. In this state, it's not easy, but you can lean into your fall a bit, directing your movements until you begin to fall towards the courtyard itself, which wasn't too far away from being directly under you in the first place. Just give me one moment and I'll put you guys on the map.
This is going to be a welcome to Jurassic Park if there ever was one.
Okay.
As soon as we land, Eve is just going to promptly throw up.
Promptly.
That's the only correct response to falling 3,000 feet through the air.
This is factual.
Yes.
You fall until your feet touch the ground in a cold, empty courtyard. However, it's now taking in your surroundings, the quiet of the area, that you realize, yeah, something's definitely different. All three of you, coincidentally, You all have an ability that you didn't have before. Oh, sorry. There you go. It's because I copied your token when it didn't have any visuals. There you go. You all have an ability you didn't have before. Looking down, you look at the veins in your wrists and you see a subtle red pulse before it fades. Definitely something left behind. I am sending you all individually what it is that is different.
It's just a thing that I nearly fucked up with my roll. You lost the ability to breathe. Huh.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Give me a second. Sending it on Discord now. And
I am.
Ooh, cool.
Interesting. Let me just Google what that is.
For you two, for Daik and Eve, you can find this ability in just in your journal on the right hand side of Roll20. It's under characters, under intro, called world spells.
Fucking hell, that's well sick. Cheers, bro.
That's as you land, you're taking this in. You know that to the south, just through some gates, is where you saw your ship, just on the outside of this walled area. To the south, as you look to this gate, you do notice on one side of it there are some gallows, and on the other side, don't be opening doors you're not at.
I don't know what they did. I clicked on it.
And on the other side, to the east, a pile of bodies sits, rotting.
Ew.
What would you guys like to do?
It's up to you guys. If you want to investigate things, I'm all up for it. If you want to just get on the skyship and fuck off and be nice and safe and, not get fucked by, the DM, then I'm up for that too.
For just getting on the ship and getting out of this place. Personally, I mean, Dayak, I don't know if you particularly want to tour this place.
They're saying this place doesn't look too safe. Let's just leave.
I concur.
Agreed. Let's just go.
Go!
I mean, you left this place and didn't feel particularly keen to come back, did you? So.
I mean, I'd rather just fuck all my problems off in this reality and
In a very Rick and Morty kind of way.
Yeah, exactly like that. I could be Pickle Rick and just live my life. So that's what's going to happen.
Making your way south, Hunter, your eyes do meet the two people hanging in the gallows area. One of them you don't quite recognize. The other you do.
Oh shit!
This is the former captain of your ship.
No, prick. Huh. Well, you served me well, Paul. All right, carry on. I guess I can take him down and rest it Eldritch blast the rope and just bring him down and see if he's still alive. If he was a corpse, that's fine. I'll just lay him to rest on the side somewhere, so not hanging neck.
He is indeed a corpse at this point.
That is fine. Unfortunate and saddening, but fine.
Okay. Good to know. Looking over to the other side, you can presume and now see the rest of the pile of bodies on the other side of the courtyard is what remained of your crew.
No, not Kevin, Stephen, Paul, Francis. I've run out of names. I didn't name them all. Yeah. Well, he had a son. He called him Paul Jr. So it's even sadder. But best not to think about it. I'll get too emotional.
Did not expect the dark humor from this group of the two groups, but okay, we're going with it.
I mean, oh no!
I love dark humor. What are you talking about?
I'll shed a single tear, which I'll have to cast with prestidigitation because I'm not actually that sad.
just not genuine at all.
No, it's like okay.
Making your way south with some haste, you press open the old, almost rotting gates and find your airship, unguarded, no one in sight, ripe for the taking.
Huzzah!
This doesn't seem massively secure. I'm glad that we could just walk in and take it, but I'm also glad nobody else did before we got here.
Same, to be fair.
Don't jinx it, says Ian.
God damn it! As you step closer, fuck.
Yeah, as you step closer,
You prick.
you climb up the ladders on the side, get on board. It is empty and ready for you to take.
There's going to be a caveat. I know there's always a caveat, but
for those of you who have never seen it,
yeah.
Oh yes. Oh, and I'll also tell you its name.
This is the ship in question. If it will, why won't it show to players?
I've got it.
There you go. Show to everyone.
Cool name.
Oh, that's not its name.
Oh.
So there was a pub in Netherwinter that was like a boat shell that was turned into a pub. We were very stupid one night and we pushed it out to sea and turned it into an actual boat again and ruined a guy's like financial career forever. But we turned it into like a ship that we used for a bit, and then we cast Wish, made it like this. So its official name will always be changing. Named like like Daenerys in Game of Thrones has like all of her achievements and stuff like after her name. So this is the HMS Flaming Void Harbin, Keeper of Boz, Traveler of Dimensions, the Forgotten Born of the Leviathan, Breacher of Realities.
God,
that's the name of the ship. So it's so good.
Okay.
I guess you need to add like another line onto there, considering we were taking it from that reality to another one.
Oh, that's what Breacher of Realities was.
Okay, fair enough.
So my question to you all is, once you're on the ship, who is doing what? Who is going where?
I will take the helm, as it were.
Okay.
Do you three want to man the ballistas, just in case there's anything that shouldn't be up there?
I mean, I think I would just be, Eve would just be like, just so consumed with excitement, the idea of being on a flying ship that she'll literally do anything you want. So like, she'll take a ballista. But yeah, anything you want.
Ribby will take the big Chongus ballista at the front.
Cool. Derek saying, can you get the flying ship on your own, or do you need a hand on deck? I was going to check inside the boat first, but you do afterwards. What is it? Oh, check of monsters. Okay. Yes, as they're taking positions there, you can make your way through the holds and the lower decks. It does seem to be stripped of supplies. There doesn't seem to be a lot down there, but there is no people, thankfully. No monsters. Nothing to jump out at you.
On Dake's return of telling me this, I will start her up and attempt to take her high into the void.
Okay. engaging the magical crystal that powers your ship, you begin to raise off the ground. Sails extend, and you all begin to fly. It doesn't climb vertically very fast, but it's fast enough. In 10 or so minutes, you're, say, 80 or 90% up back towards the rift in the sky. As you approach, Hunter, in fact, it wouldn't be you, it'd be Ribbit. Ribbit at the bow of the ship calls back, saying that he can see the same familiar that you saw, Hunter, flying around the red lightning, in and out. And as you look up to it, you see it too. This small bird disappearing into the red lightning, and then a few moments later comes back out. What you see on this side, though, and what you didn't see falling towards the ground out of it, was the bird comes out of the red lightning and then flies up. And as you follow it, just above the red lightning, half hidden in its glow, it flies up to a ship. A small ship. A small flying ship. And then that ship begins to move. And then you see another one next to it begin to move. Moving in your direction. As you climb up towards the portal, they climb down towards you. As they get closer, Hunter, you recognize the armor that they are wearing. That of the White Hand. That of the King of Neverwinter. That of Thrall.
You
Not that
penis
White
of a
Hand.
king.
What are you guys doing?
Yeet.
Full speed ahead towards the rift.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, can we all please roll initiative?
Feck. There's always something. Well, shit.
Sure. How much damage does the ballista do? Because I'm just wondering if it's worth just use my bow instead.
I will share that with you now as well. There you go.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's definitely more damage than I can do.
I can't seem to select my token for initiative.
Give me a sec.
I'm going, mate. I'm really sorry. I've still not added my character on Roll20 yet. I know I need to do it.
That's
Keep
all right.
forgetting. So I will roll on D&D Beyond.
Just peeing 2 seconds.
I've not got the right token on this page. Sorry about that, Dick.
I'm pretty sure I don't. Or at least if I do, I've not filled it. I've not filled out the character sheet properly. Unless did you do it when you play? Okay, so you have done it. Okay. Thank you. I love how you're like more organized than me playing Eve, and you don't even play Eve. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, so I forgot to select myself, but yeah.
Sorry. Okay. And then we need one for Ribbit. I'll just do that for him.
I have returned.
Hello. Just rolling initiative for Ribbit. Do you have access to his character sheet and token? Yeah.
Not his token, but his character sheet, yes.
I'll give you access to his token. There you go. 13 for route. Okay. Approaching these other ships, you can see they are readying for combat. They do not want to let you through. Hunter, what would you like to do?
So how does my movement work? Is my movement
Uh,
replaced by ship movement?
If you are in control of the ship, then on your turn you can control the ship or yourself. But the action economy works the same. So if you want to use the ship action, you got to use your action to do it.
Oh, okay, so moving the ship, I then use my action.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just do what the plan was and attempt to move the ship closer to where we want to go. What's the movement on the ship? Movement speed?
35 feet, I believe.
35 feet. Jesus, that's not a lot.
It's
Gets me
if you're
there.
going in a straight line, it can go a lot quicker, but there is no maneuverability when you do that. So I'm assuming you're not wanting to go full pelt.
No, I'd go full pelt if that's all right.
Okay. You will collide with another ship if you do that.
Why? How far is it with full pelt then?
And sorry, I need to convert my things back into. That is 27 feet per second, so 27 times 6. 160 feet. So you'd be clipping minimum the ships to the north.
Okay. Okay, let's do it like this then. Is turning the ship? How does turning the ship? Or do I just fly from the front like that?
Yep, you can go. You can just bank and go diagonal.
Yeah, would be perfect. I don't think that will hit it.
You can't do that for 125 feet.
Oh, okay.
This is what I mean. The 160 feet is only in a straight line. You cannot turn.
Okay, I'll go there for 35 feet on the side.
Cool. Let me just try to select all of you guys. Cool. Hunter begins turning the ship north. Anything else you want to do?
I don't think there's anything I can do.
Okie dokie.
No, I have a bonus action, but I can't really.
Eve, you're up. The next character going will be Ribbit. Eve, what do you want to do?
Can I fire? Or is that Leviathan's go?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Awesome. Can I fire the top ballista? And just nudge Ribbit out the way briefly? Or would I have to just fire mine?
It depends. Can you get to it?
I think so. How?
Then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, easily. Okay, so yeah, I'll fire that.
Cool.
Just
That
directly.
top one isn't a ballista. That is technically a mangonel.
The
It
mangonel.
is a ballista, but it uses the mangonel stats. So it's, I believe it hits slightly harder.
Importantly, can it reach this ship in terms of range?
It has a range of 200 to 800 feet. So yes.
Awesome. Oh, you gave me the details. Where is it on the list?
This is magic items, flying ships.
Great. Okay. I am gonna fire that thing at that guy.
What are you aiming at? Yeah, which guy?
That guy's going to be a viscera.
That ship. Sorry, the whole ship is just that guy.
You want to fire the whole ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Preferably aim for something that might set it off a little bit. So, like, I'm gonna try and aim for like maybe the under rudder or something like that.
Okay.
Like a part that would make it a bit shaky and not be easy to fly.
Okay. Go ahead and fire.
It's a good job I put the ship where I put it.
15.
That is just a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wonderful. Okay, so that is a lot of damage. 5d10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
To whoever it may
That's 30
concern.
damage.
Nice. You slam your ballista bolt straight into the underside at the front. It skims through some of the sails at the front, damaging them slightly. The hull underneath is now slightly cracked as well. Anything else you want to do?
Am I allowed to? I guess like I can't do 3 actions, can I? Like it says in terms of like how you control the
Oh no,
ship.
that is just whoever is piloting the ship.
Piloting it. Okay.
If you
Then,
have crew as well.
then I don't think there's anything else I can do
Okay, cool.
for the moment, really.
Cool. This ship's go. The guy at the front of that ship is going to fire right on back at the Leviathan. You can see at the front of this little gunship, they are tiny ships compared to yours, but mounted on the front is what appears to be some kind of cannon, only it's glowing and pulsing blue. It is going to fire at the front of the ship. Let's see if it hits. It does. Hits. Okay, I'm gonna have to roll this in from 20 because I don't have that many dice.
Oh no.
It does 51 damage to the Leviathan,
Jeez.
and it has struck the front of the ship. As it fires, the cannonball. I don't think many of you would be familiar with actual cannonballs. Ribbit and Hunter would be. Dayak, you've probably heard of this relatively new technology. Instead of a lump of iron that's fired at you, though, it is a glowing blue ball. And as it strikes the front of the ship, you hear it crack and splinter wood with the impact. And then half a second later, there is a boom as the front of the ship is engulfed. Can I have Ribbit and Eve? Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please? As blue flame engulfs the front of the ship.
Jeez. Thomas is using Flash. Is Flash Genius? Okay.
Okay, cool.
Give me 1 moment.
Is that Hunter? Is that Ribbit save? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's not
27.
roll 20, I don't know how.
Well, what did you get? 27?
27, yeah.
Bloody
But
hell. Okay.
I
You
have
both
plus
take,
9 to deck save, so then Thomas gave me
okay.
+4.
You both take half of this damage. Let's round down. 10 points of fire damage. Holy
Gee,
crap, that's 5 ones. Whoa.
that's unfortunate. Not for you,
Um,
not for us, obviously, but for you.
20 points of fire damage.
Is that just something like a localized fireball?
Essentially, yes.
Bollocks.
Cool. This one is then going to go 5. Why am I not being able to move it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, it is going to move up to there, trying to intercept your ship. Ribbit is up. What's he doing?
What the fuck can he do? He'll go. I still can't move him, but he'll go to this ballista here. It's not letting me select it. The
I'll
one
your way.
up.
Yeah.
You
Up.
should be able to control him.
No, you control me. Yeah, but this ballista
again?
here.
Is it because it's because you're not on the mouse selecting tool?
Uh-huh.
There
It
you go.
doesn't come up with them 4 arrows. That's what.
Right.
And he's gonna fire at the ship if it's got the angle.
Yeah, it'll have the angle. Go for it.
So what do I need to do? Just roll a d20 and add 5.
+6. 3d10 piercing.
That's that. Plus 6, 16.
That hits.
And then what was the roll, sorry?
3d10 piercing.
3d10.
Damn, that's a good roll. 21 points of damage. Cool. This ballista shot fires into the side of the ship, sticking through the wooden hull and crumpling part of the upper deck. You can see one of the guards on top sidesteps a bit mid-duty, fixing some rigging as the floor beneath him begins to splinter. Anything else that Ribbit wants to do?
No.
Cool. Next up is the other ship. Dayak, you're on deck. It will move. If I can select it, it will move. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Cool. It will move up to there. And it will also fire its cannon. This time it's more aiming for this right-hand side of the ship. It don't have a great turn radius on these things. Whoa, but that's a natural 20.
Oh, fuck.
So, oh my god, so it's 16d10
16d10!
for 102 points.
Oh
against the
my
Leviathan.
god. So it's got 500 HP, right?
Smashing into it's onto 347 now. Smashing into that side of the hull. Can I have a dexterity saving throw? I think it would be just out of it. Also, Jack, if Ribbit's taking any damage from that fireball, take it off because he has the thing where if he saves, he takes no damage.
Ah,
Uh,
lovely.
15 just succeeds, so take 12 points of fire damage, Dayak, as blue flame engulfs that part of the ship from where the cannonball impacted. Okay. Next up, Dayak, you're up. What would you like to do? Hunter, you're on deck. Are the other ships made of wood? Are their decks at our level or a little bit higher or lower? Their decks are at the same level as yours right now. Their decks do seem to be made of wood. Okay, cool. Are you attacking the ship itself? Yeah. It's in the line, but I try to hit ship at the end. Doesn't say it pierces. It's in a line, but try. Okay, right. Okay, so you're just doing straight line lightning bolt from your position, like that way. Cool. What's the range on it? And I'm assuming I'm making saves here. 100 feet. Okay, cool. And it's anyone within 5 feet of it, you probably get all 3 of them. Cool, cool, cool. I just performed it. I was wondering where my 3rd dice went. It went up my sleeve. That is a 6, an 11, and a 10. I'm assuming that, yeah, they all fail. Okay, cool.
Oh wow.
37 light damage and the ship on fire and struck. Okay. Just like your ship in parts, fire erupts from parts of the ship. Did you say 37? Oh, Christ. As you hit the lightning bolt against this ship, all three of these individuals drop dead.
Yes, Statler!
They're just 3 piles of ash.
Go on, my son!
Essentially, yes. You see the two that are at the front of the ship instantly get thrown back and cease moving. The one at the end gets thrown back over the edge of the ship, and his lifeless body just begins to drift slowly.
Wilhelm scream.
Exactly. The ship is left without a gunner.
Excellent.
Okay, very nicely done. Hunter, Dick, is there anything else you want to do? Sorry.
He's just measuring distances now. Like, can I get those dudes?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, is she okay?
I'm about to do something either 1000 IQ or IQ.
Minus 1,000 IQ.
The frog is at full HP.
I wouldn't mind some HP though.
Just out of spite, he says that still heal.
Deck saves, bonus action, have homunculus heal frog. Oh, okay, Eve then. Cool.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cool. 17 health. Excellent. In that case, Hunter, you are up. What do you want to do?
This guy at the back of this ship, the pilot of the ship with guns.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love to Eldritch Blast 3 times, please.
He's in range.
He's in range.
Crap, he's in range. Yeah, go for it.
This is about to be the best.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Okay. I see what you're trying to do.
Eldritch.
I will say
shit.
there is a wall behind you, so you need to hit him. Okay.
Does that work?
I was gonna say at least twice for him to make a save, but yeah, that works. Okay, so the first one goes way over the top of the ship. Your other two beams strike home.
Each one, please. I would like to 10 feet back per hit.
Okay. Let me just do his health first.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, the other two definitely hits. 11 and 13. Cool.
24, not bad.
And you are trying to push him back 10 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
So 20 feet total.
Yeah.
Saves, yes.
The first one slams him into the back wall. However, it isn't the same height as him. It is only about 4 feet. Second one slams into his chest. I'm going to make him do a contested dexterity save against your spellcasting ability. So it is just give me a charisma check, basically. Oh, it doesn't have to be high. Yeah, I got a 6.
Yes!
That second one pushes him straight over the edge and he begins to tumble to his death.
Yes!
Oh, beautiful.
I'm done.
A second Wilhelm scream echoes above the barren wastes of Neverwinter.
Oh, how the tides have turned.
Eve, you're up. What would you like to do?
Eve is going to try and volley those lads over there.
Okay, go for it.
It's at
I mean,
disadvantage, but I've got a range of 600 feet, so I have like a ridiculously high, like
yeah,
bonus to hitting, so I might as well give it a go.
yeah, Faz.
So that is 25 to hit.
That's a disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that hits. We'll finish
So
up this round of initiative and then we'll call it for the day.
that's 14 damage to each of them.
Okay, very nice, very nice. You guys watch as Eve knocks one arrow, a subtle whisper into the arrow and the bow as she looses it, and in the air the arrow splits into a shower of arrows that rain down, striking these soldiers, not downing any, but seriously hurting them. Cool.
I think that's all I can do. I think with volley, I don't know whether I can use a bonus action to attack again. I don't think I can.
You can't. No, it's the whole action to do the one thing. Rather, it's not like an actual attack action. Yeah, it uses your whole action rather than
Yeah.
being an attack in an action.
It's more I've got Horde Breaker, so once each of my turns I want to make a weapon attack, I can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature within 5 feet of the original target. So we're not really sure what that would count for. Because yeah, because obviously I kind of aimed. They're all within 10 feet, so if I aimed
Yeah.
for like the last guy, they'd all get like hit. But I'm not sure what that would count.
We just read Hordebreaker.
This could be the quickest.
Hordebreaker. Once your turn, when you make a weapon attack. Okay.
It doesn't specify if it needs to be melee or range, so I'm assuming it'd be fine if it's ranged.
Ranged attack against any creature with a share. You must have ammunition to target. Well, it uses ammunition, so I'm going to say, yeah, that is a ranged weapon attack. So go for it.
Right, I'm gonna get the guy at the ballista. Or what the other thing? What's it called? Sorry,
It's a magical cannon.
The magical cannon. Sorry,
The magical cannon. Fucking love it.
22 to hit.
That hit.
Yes,
Or 15 damage.
it's happening.
Okay. You strike him again with another arrow, this time like deep into his top right shoulder, but he is still standing. Barely. He's slumped over his cannon at this point, but he is still alive.
So he yelled, "Die, you bastard!"
He's just like, what?
The ship up here is simply going to go 5, 10,
Do you know what my plan was for these, which I've decided not to do? I was going to arcane gate onto the ship, send so we can take the ship and bring it back with us.
What was like sort of like an additional kind of taxi in case this one needs fixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
They are going to position their ship like so.
Ooh.
And they are going to fly up 5 feet. And they are going to fire the cannon straight aiming at the top deck there.
Oh god.
Also at the front mast is what they're aiming for.
Oh,
What were the cannon stats again?
Oh, is he flying and then running back to the front?
Does that mean that
he is parking the thing there, running to the front and firing. There is currently no one at the helm.
there's fire in the way? Would that hurt him at all?
With a dexterity check of 17,
No.
I'm going to say they get singed, but not significantly hurt by it.
Does this also mean that me and Ribbit take a cannonball to the face?
If it hits.
Well, if it hits.
Oh,
Oh, deflect missile. It'd be so.
Jack, I hate you for saying that's an 8.
Yay!
In the struggle to
get over the fire.
drift, get over the fire, get to the cannon and shoot. You see this blue cannonball sail straight over your heads. You brace, and it just misses hitting the other side of the ship and goes down, screeching towards the ground. That's their go. Ribbits go.
Can he jump? How far's Ribbit's jump?
25 feet,
Hmm.
I think. I can double check.
Okay, no, it's fine. He's just gonna get the ballista and aim actually at the guy. Through the guy. Yeah, through the guy.
This ballista, because there's only one person using it, that one needs to be reloaded. It takes a whole action to reload. This ballista on this side hasn't been fired yet, so you could fire that one.
Could I fire this one?
You could, but you could only hit the top ship with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. And you're aiming at the guy.
Yes, the physical man himself.
Okay, cool.
Oh, well, fuck. We got the same. 8.
Okay, that is a miss. The ballista flies over the ship, skidding off the top deck and pinging off the back. Doesn't make contacts. Anything else Ribbit wants to do?
He's just going to move these last 5 feet and just move here.
Okay.
Next turn. But yeah.
This ship, one of these guys is going to run to the helm because someone's got to take charge of the boat. Charge is what I just said. That is a word. Control and in charge. However, he is going to hold an action. The guy at the front of his ship is going to fire. Once again, aiming for the middle part here that is not currently on fire. Let's hope I can roll better. That's better. That's a 25. That's a hit.
Roll. Yeah, you're gonna roll shit damage though.
41 points of damage to the Leviathan.
All right, and dexterity saving throws, I suppose. Yeah.
Dex saves for Eve and Dayet, please.
24.
That's a save.
Love it.
So it's 16 points of fire damage for Eve. Is that 17 your dex save? Yeah. That is also a pass. That is 16 points of fire damage for Dayak as well. And the ship burns a little bit more.
Do it, Dayak. Do it. Do it.
Dayak, you're up. Last go of the session.
Checking distances.
Some measurements going on.
Pythagoras is...
The only time where, A-level maths was useful.
It's useful!
It really is in D&D. We've done trig before to calculate whether something's in range.
Oh, yeah.
How much can I use A squared equals B squared plus C squared to piss Matt off?
That doesn't piss me off. Jack's got spreadsheets for this shit. I love it.
Some level of dedication.
Ooh, hypnotic pattern. Okay. So him and the guy next to him need to make wisdom saves. Okay. Excellent. Which is the stat block for them. That one. Okay. Wow. Polar opposites. The guy on the gun got a 4. And the guy on the front got a natural 20 for a 22. So I'm assuming the one on the cannon has failed. Okay, cool. Incapacitated in what way? Like he just can't take an action. He's just stood there mesmerized, right? Excellent. Wow. we will see next week whether the guy next to him even notices his friend has been hypnotized because he's still stood on the gun. So very nicely done, guys. That guy is incapacitated. Trying to spell creature is incapacitated speed of 0. Spell ends, effect creature takes damage or somewhere else. Excellent. Very nicely done. Okay then. I guess we will wrap it up there, guys. That was awesome.
That lightning
awesome.
strike.
The
What?
lightning strike
Oh.
was yeah, MVP. Holy crap!
I can feel a smug from like over the other side of the room right now.
You look around, he's just got that smile. It's like,
Yeah, bitches. Bow to your god.
Excellent, excellent. I can't believe I got a crit. Let's hope for some more of those. That'd be hilarious. Cool.
no.
Excellent. Let's see next week, guys. Not next week, the week after next. Let's see if you guys can get out of this situation and onto Silverymoon. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks,
'cause
that was awesome.
It was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That was